Yo, what's up everybody? OCD Mikey, Hi-Fi Guy here, checking in, and I am about ready to bring you the first video in the series from the People's Systems. And the first rig, a guy in Irvine that I met has become a very good friend. What's up, V? We went to his house, we went in and listened. Unfortunately, well, what happened, I came in and listened, I'm like, it's so dark in here, something's wrong. Like there's something broken in your system. So I wasn't willing to do a before and after because I thought it would be, I honestly thought his tweeters were blown on his speakers. So I thought it's no fair for me to compare Sonus Faber with broken tweeters to my Fisher SN70s. But after some testing and working afterwards, he assured me, I've tested the tweeters are working, there's nothing wrong with the tweeters on these speakers. If that is true, I still think there might be something wrong with the tweeters, but if it's true that the tweeters are good, those are the most horribly tuned speakers I've ever heard. They're so dark and shaded and veiled that you don't get any presence. And the thing is, it's very interesting, is that for you folks that have not had a professional's ears on your rig, you may be listening to something that is completely half measure, not even anywhere near where it should be, but you don't know the difference. What I mean by that is when we came into Vince's place, he said, it sounds pretty good, man, I'm pretty happy with it. Like I got some things, I just want to see what a different DAC sounds like, or a different thing. He wanted to try some different things that I had, but he thought his system was pretty good. He was like, I'm pretty happy with it, I think it's good. I listened to it, I'm like, dude, something's broken. Like this is nowhere fucking near good. Like this is horrible, okay? But he didn't know the difference. So for you folks that don't know the difference, you're trying to buy things from what you see in the forums or from this dealer or that dealer. Furthermore, he had a dealer that came by and that was bringing him, I won't say the brand because I don't want to pin it, but one of the brands that's been in the news lately for breaking all the time, big name, expensive brand, came by, and the dealer came by. The dealer didn't even tell him something's wrong with the rig. The dealer just was trying to make the sale, didn't even say anything, just like, hey, if this guy doesn't know any better, I'm just going to sell him what I got. Ridiculous. I went in and said, there's something wrong. Now, he didn't pay me to come over. I came over. Okay, he tempted me with the Ferrari. You can come and drive my 458. I'm like, okay, I'll come and drive the 458 and meet somebody, make a new friend, which I did. I'm glad he invited me because I made a great friend. I really like this guy, Vince. But, you know, unless somebody is really going to give you the truth, I got there, I'm like, dude, something's broken. We're going to figure it out. We, one by one, replaced everything in his system until we had a complete Mikey rig set up in his room. And he was like, oh my God. You'll hear in the video, he's giggling, he's giddy. He can't believe anything could sound like that. He was so far off base with his system that he had no concept of what was possible. All I had to do was put in Fisher & Fisher SN70s, and they kicked the living shit out of his $24,000 floor standing Sonus Fabers. I mean, it wasn't even close. Frickin' slaughtered them, mopped the floor with them. It was ridiculous. They were so bad, I thought they're broken. I mean, that's how bad it was. I still have a hard time believing that that's how Sonus tunes their speakers. But if he says the tweeters are working, then the tweeters are working. So anyways, I'm gonna go into the video now where we go through his room. Unfortunately, because I thought the speakers were broken, I didn't want to make a before video because I thought it would be disingenuous of me to compare to what it sounds like with a broken pair of speakers. So I did not do the Sonus Faber video, which looking back now I could have done it. It would have been such a big difference. You guys would have freaked out. Everybody would have thought the Sonus is broken. So anyways, we're gonna go in and we'll show you what it sounded like after I put the Fishers in. It was enough for him to order a pair of SN570s, a phenomenal, he can get rid of his REL subs, he can have SN570s, he's gonna have the best speakers, the last speakers he'll ever need, and they'll be on the level of his Ferrari. So anyways, thanks for joining, here comes the video. Okay gang, so here I am in Irvine at Vince's place, and we are looking at his system. that he wanted me to put my ears on, which I did, and immediately I noticed something was wrong, lack of high frequency. We went through the system one by one to see. We put in the PowerCell 8 was the first thing. We got bigger, wider soundscape, or sound stage, but still a little dark. I mean, still a lot dark. And I was like, okay, man, that La Scala DAC must be really killing things. So we put in the playback designs, and it was still dark. And I'm like, okay, now something's really wrong. Let's check the Luxman and see if that's it. And we put in the AGDs on top, and still dark. And I'm like, okay, buddy, those tweeters are gone, which is what I suspected before. I put my ear up to the tweeters. We did some tests, and the tweeters are burnt on these Sonos speakers. But in the meantime, to show what I kept describing that was missing, which I could only describe so far before I had to put some speakers in. So I put in these SN70s, and we just set them on top of the subs. Like, look how far apart they are. But the image is perfect. They're imaging like dead nuts. So, Vince, if you want to tell people what you heard, go for it.
Okay, let me explain my setup. I have a 34 feet long and about 24 feet wide room, massive room. These speakers are mind-blowing. I listened to a lot of speakers. I was trying to get something with more resolution, but every time I went to Magico, it was too much resolution, almost like a lab, and I sort of like the Wilson sound. So I have a reference track, Pink Floyd, which you were here. These speakers, for a tiny speaker, they sound like a massive speaker. Yeah. First thing, the sound stage is unbelievable. It's a very large room, and the biggest thing is the resolution, and the clarity is out of the world. It's so resolving, yet it's very natural. I see the whole image. It's not on the other end of the spectrum like a Magico. This is sort of like right in between where I want. I'm just blown away. For $5,000, these are one of the best speakers I ever heard. I'm a very critical guy, but this thing, I'm happy to keep telling people about it. You guys definitely got to check this out.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for that. Yeah, because as you guys know, I can say it, but I'm the guy that sells it, right? Of course I'm going to say it's great, but one day people will realize the only things that I say are great are actually great. And above average. And these are above average components, everything that we put in. Now we're going to go in a process of removal and taking them out little by little. But maybe I'll play a quick song for you with the Fishers in, so you can just hear how it sounds with these little teeny monitor speakers in this big, beautiful room. So hold on a second. All right.
Cannot believe this.
Yeah. Mikey only carries the good shit, man.
I cannot believe the size of these.
Yeah, they're filling the room.
You don't need the subs.
Troubles of sharing. Trouble.
That's what we're listening to. Only that. No sub, no main speaker.
With that dress that's as black as my heart on this train. Trouble of sharing.